Hey hippies! Alright, so it's Courtney Shavante here, back again with another banging resin tutorial for you guys. So today's tutorial started off, I was just going to be doing this keychain, but I decided to go ahead and pop two more on here. Upside down. Pop two more on here. So these are the three that we're going to be working with today. These two are part of my money palette and everything, and this one's just a single. But they both turned out super cute, and I was actually testing out a brand new method that I had learned when I was making these. And I'm super excited to show it to you because I feel like it's really going to help really expedite a lot of our resident crafts and stuff like that. So especially if you are a salesperson, if you sell a lot of your stuff and everything, you probably definitely want to stay tuned so that way you can see how I attach the key rings onto these, because I have a little hack for you guys to make it super simple. If these type of videos are your vibe, make sure you do hit that subscribe button for me and also hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything that I do put out for you guys moving forward. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial, shall we? Alright hippies, so to get started, we're going to go ahead and prep our molds, of course, and we're also going to prep about 20 milliliters of resin here. I had it sitting for a bit, making sure that I didn't have any bubbles. These are also the alcohol inks and the glitter mix that I am going to be using for this particular project. So let's go ahead and hop on in, shall we? What I'm going to do first is going to go ahead and just kind of add a layer of the resin directly into my mold. If you're seeing the bright, well, I know you see the bright light. So as you're seeing this bright light, this is just because I have my camera filming for TikTok too, because you know we trying to batch content over here. We trying to make more of our time. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm just using my mix stick to move that resin all around, making sure that there aren't any bubbles forming either. And then I'm just going to take my glitter mix using a spoon, and I'm going to add it directly into the top of my mold because I don't want it all over for this particular look. So I'm just going to make sure that I have it like kind of at the top where her head is, and I'm going to manipulate the glitter as well using the little mixing stick just to kind of move it around a bit so that way it's not all in one area. Now for my next step, I'm just going to take my alcohol ink here, and I'm just going to start dropping it directly into the mold where the clear spaces are. I started with the purple ones first, and then I'm going to drop the white directly on top. Since the mold isn't all the way filled, I'm going to go ahead and start drizzling more resin over towards the back on top of where that alcohol ink is, so that way it creates all the dimension within inside the keychain as well. And then you're just going to kind of let that cure and stuff. Now I'm going to be completely real with you guys. I had some more left over, so that's how I went ahead and started filling a different mold too, but I pretty much did the same method. And now we're just going to demold these by wiggling the mold. Remember, never bend the resin, and then these will pop out nicely for you straight out of the molds. What we're going to do now is just go ahead and paint our etchings, since everything did demold really cleanly. And I'm just going to use a regular paintbrush and paint directly into the etchings of this mold, making sure that I push the paint in and making sure that there aren't any gaps or anything like that. I don't worry about the paint getting onto the smoother surfaces and everything, because as I'm going to show you like in the next step, it's super simple to get the excess resin off of there, and it goes off so quickly and easily. Like, you'll be surprised that people don't use like etched items more. So definitely check out my shop if you are interested in getting some really dope molds that are very user friendly and that are going to last you a super long time. I promise you the quality is A1. Read the reviews. But yeah, just go ahead and make sure that's completely covered and everything, and then what we're going to do is just go ahead and allow this paint to completely dry. Alright, Alright, so now that everything is dry, we're just going to go ahead and take our alcohol and our rag. I have a damp rag. The rag isn't super wet to where it leaves any moisture behind, but it is wet enough to, actually pull the stuff off of here. And I spray the alcohol directly onto the piece, and then I just wipe away the excess paint. I try to pay attention as well, so that way there aren't any like tiny pieces or anything like that. I'm sorry that I am slightly out of frame as well, like when I'm removing these, but I think you guys get kind of the overall idea of kind of what I'm doing here and what I'm going for. And I think you can still see how easy it is to kind of remove all of that excess paint from the smoother areas, even when you have a keychain that has pretty large etched areas in this third one, as you can see here. So go around the sides of the keychain as well, making sure to get all of that off of there, and then it'll go ahead and get us prepared for our very next step. Now, y'all know that I might tell a joke, but I'll never tell you a lie. I 100% regret not adding a layer of liquid latex before I did the doming layer on here, because the backs of these were pretty much destroyed by the time I finished with the full piece. So, do as I say, not as I do. Make sure that you do add that liquid latex layer so that way you can protect the back of these. But basically what we're doing here is we're just going to essentially dome and seal in these etchings here. When you do this step, this is what's going to make sure that everything is, kind of nice and clean. I went ahead and got some doming blocks as well. These aren't sponsored, sorry about that. So I will not be adding the link below for those, but you can pop these up on pretty much anything, and I'll be trying to get some of these added to my shop for you guys, so that way you have them available for me. But basically what I did was I'm just going to continue adding on the resin to the fronts of these, making sure that I have a layer that's thick enough to actually seal everything in. There's enough on there to actually go across towards the edges and stuff, making sure that it's completely covered. I hate when the little dents get in there, so I try to be mindful of that. Now, in the edge parts, you do also want to make sure that you're looking to make sure there aren't any bubbles forming within that resin. Don't be afraid to spray any alcohol if necessary. And don't be afraid to allow your resin to sit a bit before doing this step. This step is usually a lot simpler to do when the resin is actually pretty thick and everything. So do keep that in mind. But yeah, you can see me over here getting my little TikTok content, guys. I'm just trying to show them like what's going on over here so that, they come over here to YouTube with you guys. But yeah, so what we're going to do is just going to allow this some time to cure. You're going to let it cure about 24 hours or so, because you want to make sure that this layer is nice and hard since it's the last one. Alright, so now that the front of the stuff is completely cured and I've massacred the back, what we're going to do now is, using the super glue method, we're going to be adding on our glue on bales here. Now, I've done this in a couple different other videos and stuff, so if you like it, a bit cleaner, I would suggest going those, but this is the first time I actually tried it. It took me a while to get the footage up because I wasn't sure if I wanted to like kind of show this and everything, just because it wasn't done right. But it's like, I'm not trying to be so perfect all the time and just show the perfect stuff, because if I show only the perfect stuff, it's really going to limit the amount of content that I can put out here for you guys. So what you're basically watching is seeing me struggle. You're watching me like see how I want to place things on here. You're seeing how I can even place things on here and what's a good method to get everything set up with. Like now I have like a little alligator clip that I use to kind of hold on to the bale, versus sitting over here struggling with these tweezers and these forceps and stuff as you see me doing, but you know, I thugged it through. So what I did was I went ahead and added the super glue onto the back of the piece, of course, and then I put the glue on bail on top. From there, I'm trying to make sure that the glue on bail isn't like kind of sliding off. I'm just trying to make sure it's kind of sitting there for me at least long enough for me to, you know, add on the baking soda. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be, well, I'm still struggling here, but basically like the idea is to just get the baking soda and like put it on top, so that way it does like an instant bond for you, and then it just makes everything like a lot easier as far as like getting stuff secured. So I don't know why I even waved at it. That didn't really help, but I did want to go ahead and put the baking soda on to secure it, and I was so amazed by how quickly it happened, because you know, you don't always pay attention to those little hack videos that come up, but I seen this come up for like a different project. They were just talking about baking soda, and they were gluing something else together. It had absolutely nothing to do with the resin, but I just wanted to see if it would work with resin, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that not only did it work, it was like literally instantaneously. Like I could literally pick up and start knuckling the excess baking soda off immediately, because of how fast everything secured and how strong that bond was, like immediately. So now I'm just like kind of repeating it for all the other ones, but like I said, you probably do want to watch another video. I'll have it linked below for you guys. Actually, I'll try to make sure I have it on here in the captions, but I'll link another one to where I did the baking soda method, and it's more clean, and I have it, you know, figured out a bit more as well on how to do it and how to set it up, and so it's not so much of a hassle. But as you can see, by the time I got to the third keychain, I got a bit of a rhythm going, and I'm just going to, like, you know, keep continuing on like with that method. So you basically, like I said, just put the super glue down, you put the glue on bail on top. You can add a little bit of super glue just to, like, you know, further, you know, make yourself more comfortable, and then you just put that baking soda directly on top, and then you knock off the excess, and voila, now you're ready to secure the key rings. Alright, so now we have the 3 key rings. We're grabbing 3 jump rings, and we have 3 of the little resin pieces that already have the glue on bails secured onto them using our baking soda method. So what we're going to do now is use our 2 pliers. I have a flat nose plier and also like one of those needle nose pliers, and I use both of those to secure my key rings on. I'm sorry that first one was out of frame, but the other 2 are not, so you'll be able to see like kind of exactly what I'm doing here. But yeah, I'm just opening up the jump ring, placing both onto the jump ring, and then closing the jump ring out, and boom, it's done. Ta-da! This right here are our finished projects, and I am so obsessed with this purple color. Like, you guys know I love purple. I love how little Susie Carmichael turned out. She is just so cute. Like, I really love how the alcohol ink and the glitter does look together. I love how crisp these etchings are too. I love how they really hold the paint so that way you can really see what's going on here. I am obsessed with this like little manifest that shit design too, because we're all out here manifesting our reality. So just kind of keep that in mind when you have these thoughts and stuff playing in your mind. Like, just keep it in mind that you're creating your reality and you have absolute control. Now, this third one, euros, dollars, yens, because at the end of the day, we still live in this capitalistic society. So go get your coins, sis. Make sure that you are manifesting that money too. I love how the alcohol ink looks in here, and the glitter mix is just like really shimmering, and I think it looks really, really pretty and really, really fabulous. I really hope that you guys do too. If you guys are interested in any of these molds, they are available in my Etsy shop for you to purchase, so that we can support support me and support the channel. This is how the back looks, and as I told you guys, like I really should edit that liquid latex layer, but the front is cute. The front is cute, and you know, everything's secured, and like, you know, it's cheap and it's easy, and we love that over here. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave those for me below. You know, I absolutely love hearing from you guys, and I'm so thankful for all of your support. So until next time, hippies, mwah. Catch you later now. XO.